Then I broke the tedious triangle of torment, storming out. Of course, I took a walk to calm down. 2 miles west of Whitesbog, and I come face to face with the worst thing I could ever imagine. And you know I've been through some stuff. Daddy was 30 feet away and running right at me. He's a raver in the body of an ex-Marine. Oh, wait, there are no ex-Marines. Regardless, there is no way I'm tackling that head-on. So I reached for Cuddles. Oh, come on, if Old Head can have Karen, surely I can have Cuddles. Right now, you're probably asking yourself, how can she be so nonchalant about pointing a Beretta at her own father? 2 reasons. Ecclesiastes 3:4. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. Now is a time for business. I should be conflicted, but I'm not. That's not Daddy. That's an abomination who stole my father's flesh. It takes 2 shots to bring him down. The 3rd I put in from right over top. I've rid his temple of the thief. Now he's the remains of my daddy again. Using a hunting knife and tree branches, I take all day to dig a hole 6 feet 5 inches long and 3 feet deep. He deserves better, but I'm spent. I sit with him, say a few prayers, and then we get to reason number 2. I remember.
My word to God, Vaughn. I will not let them touch you.
The outbreak had just started when my father got his brother Bill and me into the truck. He took us to the cabin on the fern fields, a place I had only been to once before. Simple reason is that he liked to hunt and I didn't. I've always had a respect for life. I still do. But now there is the value-added tax of respecting my own will to live first. I won't pretend to be noble. I don't want to die. But I also understand from Old Head, people get callings. I believe in mine enough to stake my life on it from here on. I just wish I could have been this person then. The zombies came from out of nowhere when we hit the driveway. I had no clue what was happening. My uncle kept hugging me, but I suspect his motive's there. The truck was shaking, and no matter how hard Daddy hit the gas, we were stuck.
I got this.
Then he grabs his gun and pops out the sunroof, blasting. He did that 3 times until they were all dead. No fear at all. If anything, he was calm and focused.
Billy,
he got out of the
here's
truck
keys.
and
Get
ran
her
for the
inside.
door. Uncle Bill made it first, and my father threw the keys to him. Before he could catch them, more ravers were coming from random directions. They came so fast, Daddy had to fight and buy us time. His gun was empty. He stomped on a tree branch, making an instant weapon, and didn't break stride. Wading in without hesitation, he ripped them apart, sometimes 2 at a time. My uncle pulled me inside, and I watched from the picture window. Seeing my father like that was hard. I always knew he was capable of a lot of dangerous things, but how he fought seemed otherworldly. The bodies were everywhere when he battled his way back to the door.
Open the
He
damn
banged
door!
and called my uncle's name. I ran to the door, but the coward stopped me. I girly wrestled him, and he smacked me across the room. It was the first time I had ever been hit by an adult. I froze, but I kept my vigil at the big window.
Bring it
There were
on,
so
you
many
raving
now,
lunatics.
but Daddy kept fighting. He saw me and motioned I duck. I couldn't, knowing in my heart these were his last moments. I had to be there. He was putting down another 5 when the rain started heavy. I had hoped somehow this would stop the zombies from coming. Unfortunately, there are at least 10 more in the yard. He stood within that brewing storm, a great Christian hero in his finest hour. He bashed one, then another, hiking heads between breaths. Then came the 3 that got hold of him. All he had to do was flex to send 2 flying, but the 3rd bit his head deep. Then there were 5, eating him alive. He ripped their heads off with his bare hands. In the end, he was the last man standing. Alone in the throes of a mortal wound, he looked at me. All I could think to do was blow him a kiss like when I was a kid. He caught it in his hand, pressed it to his cheek, and closed his eyes, just like the old days. It was a lifetime in just a moment. Horseback rides, being lifted so high in the sky it felt like flying, him cheering my gymnastics tournaments, his fun time smiles, bad singing, and endless dad jokes.
Forever, baby girl. Dear Lord, I am a repentant sinner. If it is your will, please hold out thy hand and lift me home. In Jesus' name, amen.
When his eyes opened again, he was turned. He stared for a minute as if I were a stranger, then ran away. Today I can take comfort in knowing I laid his remains to rest. I wondered what kind of man could be capable of such violence, yet love as gentle as a lamb. I realized that men and women like my father were a special breed. I am now his legacy, and I will be the best I can be to honor his sacrifice and courage. He used to say something when a friend would pass. Your war is over, soldier. Now go walk with Jesus in peace. You've earned it. Semper Fi, big guy. Bye, Daddy. On the hike back, I prayed for all those who step up to protect God and country through all the wars there ever were, including this one. In a few short weeks, I have learned so much about why people like Willis and I only knew gentility all our lives. Much of that can be attributed to the incredible valor of firefighters, police, EMT, and soldiers, men and women on the front lines of life, just like my father. For once, I made it home without incident, as if the spirits of patriots watched over me on the road. So right now, I thank you for helping me lay my father to a well-deserved rest, and letting me vent. On behalf of people like me, thanks for being there.